Sheree is very private, so when she decided to come back to Housewives, this is what I love about Sheree, and a lot of new reality stars can take note, especially you new peach holders. Sheree gives you the real, because she doesn't care what y'all think about her. I promise you, Sheree Whitfield gives no fucks what y'all think. And one thing she does better than half, let me not lie, one thing Sheree does better than more than half of that current cast.
Not more than half of the current cast, honey, okay? Did y'all catch that shade? I'ma throw shade if I can't get paid. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Real Housewives of Atlanta / Love and Marriage Huntsville crossover. Is that what it is? Because, you know, we're going to be talking about Sheree, Martell, Kandi. I guess that's kind of what it is. Now, honey, listen. Ms. Robinson is going to continue to play this audio from Carlos King. He did an interview with DJ Richie Sky. And if you didn't see that video in its entirety, I would suggest you watch that before you watch this, okay? Because y'all know Miss Robinson will be interrupting, okay? Y'all know that's what we do over here, okay? But anyways, honey, Carlos King is going to talk about his current relationship with Kandi, which is pretty much non-existent, but he says something very interesting because Kandi has recently exposed Carlos King for basically stealing her life story, honey. All my life I had to fight with Escape, I had to fight with the Real Housewives of Atlanta girls, and you know, so Kandi is, you know, real pissed about that. But my thing is, you can't be that pissed about it. That's why I told y'all Kandi is manipulative. Okay, y'all know when she do the broke up crying, she start crying and shit. She trying to get your damn sympathy. Y'all thought Marlo was trying to get y'all damn sympathy at that reunion, but it's Kandi that wants your sympathy, okay? And your coins, okay? Y'all know a check is always involved when it come to Miss Kandi. So I'm gonna play that because Carlos dropped some jewels, okay? Because what he's saying about Kandi and Ty is not coinciding with what Kandi is saying. And I believe Carlos. I know some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, but the truth is the truth, and the truth needs no proof. How you doing?
And one thing she does better than half, let me not lie, one thing Sheree does better than more than half of that current cast, she gives you the real. Because she doesn't care about what y'all think. And Martell is real.
Martell is not real. Okay, I got to disagree with you on that, Carlos. He is nasty, trifling from the first floor. Okay. He needs a life jacket too. Okay, she need to be putting some damn life jackets up in that damn clothing line. Okay. Get some life jackets. You got yoga mats. You need some life jackets so that you and people like Martell, y'all can stop drowning, honey.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm not mad at it. They look good together.
Can we quit with that? He don't look that good with Sheree as he did with Melody. I am sorry. Sheree is a step up from Ariane, and you know, she looked good. I give her that, but Sheree and Martell versus Martell and Melody, it's the M&M for me, honey. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want her and Martell back together, but they just look better. They just fit to me. Sheree, you know, she's older, and I'm going to leave that right there. Okay. She is older, and she too old, honey, to be playing these first floor games, you know, paying people to take pictures of her Planet Fitness relationship, honey, with Martell. It's just too much.
That's what I can tell you. On the photograph, they look good together.
Yes.
Another hot take. Y'all are two of my favorite people. But there is an internet thing with you and Kandi. And I say internet thing because the perception is that you guys are not cool or you don't mess with each other. What is the deal with that?
It's funny because a lot of people think we have this beef, and I'm vegan, so I don't have beef with anybody or my meals. So that's just I don't have beef with anybody. I really don't. I'm not somebody who does. So I know that two things are happening, right? One thing about me having this podcast, like I said to you earlier, I speak my mind based on what I'm watching on these shows and based on my expert and professional opinion on things because I'm in the business. So when I give my opinion, or should I say facts about people, a lot of people love to create this perception that I'm a hater and that I'm a Kandi hater. And what's so funny about that is I will pay somebody $1 million if they can find one negative thing I said about her. I don't talk about her in a negative light. I just don't. Because there's nothing for me to say about her that's negative.
Boom.
Let me just start there. So when she went on her YouTube channel and was responding to people's questions on the comments, and they asked her if she and I had a relationship, and she was like, she made that face and voice. I wasn't offended by it. The thing is this, I'm not on the show anymore. I left the show. And people can create their own ideas as to why she's made that comment. But at the end of the day, I saw Kandi at the She by Straight fashion show, gave her a hug, told her how proud I was of her. Me and Ty had a great conversation about the encore. I'm like, do you like the show? You good with it?
Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear what Carlos is saying? But yet she found it important to get out in these YouTube streets and do all these interviews with these content creators and doing her little broke up cry. That way she can come to us with the bullshit, honey. Because if I am so distraught over how you treated me, and if I feel so betrayed, I'm not hugging you. That's that passive aggressive shit that Kandi do. And she's a nice, nasty type of woman. Okay? Letitia Scott is another one. They look innocent enough, but once you really break the code and go behind the scenes and, see how they really move, or in Letitia Scott's, in her situation, honey, you can just listen to her and see that the behavior and the words, it just don't match up. It just don't align. Okay? So it's very interesting hearing him say all of this, but you got Kandi on these interviews with House of Aaron and DJ Richie and whoever else, Scotty by nature. Okay, whoever else, honey, she could do an interview with. She wants to expose Carlos King. And I'm thinking that this came out. Yeah, this was before. Yeah, so right after she saw this interview, and then she saw that, like I told y'all in my other video, she saw that Carlos said she shouldn't come back for season 15. Her story has been told. I'm telling y'all, Carlos knows how this show goes. He worked on it. He was a producer. We can't take that from him, whether you like him or not, whether you think he's shady, messy. He's not by himself with being like that, is what I'm saying. Kandi is those things. Todd is those things. Period. But they like to act like they only represent one side of the coin. Okay?
I am so blessed in my life that I'm like Sheree. I don't give a fuck what people think. So if you guys want to make up rumors that, she hates them because of this happened in season 9, which I will never talk about again because I've talked about it a lot of times, and it's in Dave Quinn's book. Reading is fundamental, and people don't like to read. And
that book is so good.
And I'm going to get that book again and do some commentary on it, because I don't think I really got to focus on what Carlos said about season 9 and the whole breakdown with Kandi and Phaedra.
It's really good, but people don't like to read. And I know that at the end of the day, I have nothing but love for Kandi. She's an icon. She's a legend. She is the first Black woman to win ASCAP Songwriter of the Year. She is a girl group member. Y'all know I love girl groups.
So Carlos is being accused from stealing from Kandi, stealing her life story. He has the show The Encore, in which he did with Todd. It represents girl groups. Who was on that show? The girl from what? Danity Kane. The girls from I was about to say 3LW. Yeah, one of the girls from 3LW. Who was the other girls? 702. Yeah. And I forgot the other girls. Oh, Cherish. Yeah, and then you had Shamari that came from Black. So all of those groups are a representation of what? Girl groups. So what he did that was so sneaky, to me, it falls in line with his character, because he already kind of came out with a show with your husband. And I will say this again, I feel like Carlos is more of the talent. I feel like Todd has a lot of good ideas, but we haven't really seen a lot of his ideas come into fruition, because remember, he wanted the OLG to have a breakfast outside of the restaurant. I'm like, why don't y'all just serve breakfast? Why would you start, so we know Kandi is the brains behind their businesses. She the one with all the coins, but she's the one, with the brains too. And I'm pretty sure Todd, has some experience in production. I'm not taking that from him, you guys. I really do believe he does. But Carlos is that dude. Period. Okay, so we can't take that from him, because Kandi want to go around crying and get everybody to feel sorry for her. And y'all are just falling right into the trap. Well, what he did was so wrong. And like I told y'all, she doing this shit on purpose. Love and Marriage Huntsville is like, what, the #1 show probably on cable right now. People get jealous of your success because they feel like they should be #1. Like I always told y'all, Kandi is very competitive. Okay? She is. Y'all got to start looking at stuff objectively and not subjectively. Look at how she did Nene, Portia, Phaedra. Okay? She's not innocent at all.
I don't have a problem with her. I will never have a problem with her. And based on her saying that we don't have a relationship, I don't have a relationship with a lot of people. I don't have relationships with tons of housewives. I don't have relationships with people who I don't work with anymore. But I don't understand why when it comes to, and I think it's so interesting, Richie, when it comes to she and I, people are so obsessed with it. And guess what? Y'all keep talking about it, but just make sure you subscribe to my podcast, because I'm going to keep talking about my
Okay, I had told him previously that I had to ask him about that, because that was something that kept coming up, y'all. So I got 2 more hot takes.
Yeah, and I will say this, now that I've answered it, so all the people who will interview me, because one thing about me, you know this, Richie, I only answer things once. I won't ever answer that question after this. I'm not going to answer a follow-up to other. Well, you said this on. Nope, Richie got the exclusive roll tape.
Roll it back. Okay. Beverly.
So there it is. Now you got Carlos King saying, I'm never really going to talk about this whole Kandi situation. He didn't really get into the escape stuff or whether he did that or not. I'm guessing that he probably did do that. And like I said, I'm not at all saying that that was necessarily the right thing to do. But you have to look at the different moving parts in the situation, right? You really have to look at that. Now let's play what Kandi is saying.
The main reason, my main issue with Carlos is he is the one who stole my group's life story and sold it to TV One. And for that, I just can't get past it. He had been working with us that entire season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Last year he was with us. Him and Todd had already had some like little issues, business issues, because they were doing a production company together. So they already had some things they had dealt with personally. But, you know, we was trying to move past that and still work together on the show because he was executive producing. What season was that? 9 or whatever?
Yes.
And he was his last year. Okay. So let's say the season wrapped in November. In December, someone tells me, I was talking to a friend. I was like, hey, we should do like a movie about, you know, our escape life or whatever. And they were like, it was a director that Todd and I were speaking. And they was like, somebody's already doing it. And I was like, what you mean somebody's doing it? And so in my mind, I'm thinking it was one of my group members or something. And they was like, yeah, it's a network that's already like, cause I took a meeting about directing it. And I was like, what? Now, mind you, just wrapped season 9. The season in like either top of December or November, end of November right there. December, I'm hearing that this movie has been sold to a network. So I come to find out a couple weeks later, I'm trying to find out what is going on, and come to find out it was, in sidebar, his other producing partner, one of the producers that worked for him, who was also at the time I thought was super cool, had called my mom, was like, oh yeah, we want to do a interview you because we're trying to do a documentary about girl groups or something. So we want to ask you questions about, you know, escape. My mom was going to do it or whatever, but come to find out, he was the person who had did the deal with TV One to sell our life story. He was, and my mom and was going to try to ask my mother questions about us unknowingly to get more information, I guess, for the show. Wow. So anyway, I just thought that was the lowest thing that anybody could ever do.
Wait, so but how did he have the rights to your story?
He didn't have the rights to our story. What I found out, because of course, you know, I was calling lawyers and everything, and I found out at the time that when you're a public figure, people can do unauthorized stories about you. And at the time, we had already done like a, what's that, behind the music type of thing on TV One or whatever. Okay. No, TV One. Remember, Unsung. You know, how they, Unsung, yeah. So, you know, they had certain information that I guess they could base the movie off of. But my thing was, I was like, never once, all them years we have been around each other, he had never once told me that he was trying to do a movie about us and to go behind my back and to do that. And that's our life story. Right. I was like, I can't fuck with him ever again. Wow. I did not want to. I did reach out to him at first. He didn't answer the phone because I had just heard it, so I wasn't sure that it was him. So I was calling him and be like, yo, like, what is this? He didn't answer my calls. But then when we had did some things to start like reaching out to the network to try to get the whole situation shut down, then all of a sudden he reaches out to me. And I didn't want to talk after that. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't ever have to talk to you again. And that's just how I feel.
If you feel like that, then why did you hug him at the She by Sheree fashion show? Why did you do that? Why did Todd talk to him? This is inconsistent behavior. Now, I could see if y'all didn't speak at all, right? And you stick it to your guns. I'm not messing with him. But when we start hugging people and our husbands have little sidebar conversations with the person, it looks suspicious. And I told y'all, y'all don't listen. I told y'all this woman is manipulative. And she's good at what she does. Because normally when them tears come out at the reunion, somebody always buys it. And sometimes Kandi may be right about stuff, right? I'm not saying she's always wrong, but I do notice a pattern of behavior with her and them tears and the broke up cry and feel sorry for me. But this situation is very nuanced. It's a lot of moving parts. Todd was working with Carlos. Carlos and Todd was having personal issues themselves, I guess, inside their business relationship. They were having their differences. You still wanted to work with Carlos. Why? Because you know he's good at what he does. Okay? So, ciao, bye. Kandi is also the same girl that had, one of Dennis's exes at her birthday party for Todd, knowing Portia would be there, then tried to blame the whole situation on Portia. That was season 10. Okay? Now, really quickly, I'm going to play a little clip from my girl, Michelle Brown. Make sure y'all subscribe to her YouTube channel. This lady is the blog goddess, honey. She is funny and she has all the facts, honey, on these housewives. And I know because I see her hanging with them, honey, and be interviewing folks and stuff. Okay, y'all better put some respect on Michelle's name, honey. She made some interesting comments about Kandi and Kandi thinking she could control people and, you know, the whole Marlo situation, honey. So let's play that.
But Michelle, you think Kandi should sit down and not promote her stuff on this platform?
I never said that. I just said Kandi always wants to make it seem like she's giving charity to all these people. She's helping all these people with their businesses and their this, that, and that. But everything she does with an ulterior motive in mind. She's doing it for loyalty, or she's doing it to get money, to get paid.
I mean,
and I'm not mad at it, but don't act like you doing it from the goodness of your heart.
Come on, Michelle. They don't hear you in the back. And she got this annoying ass Dre on here. He's a Kenya Moore fan, honey. Like, to the T, honey. I would never, on my channel, like, allow anybody to keep going on and on about Kenya Moore. I just, I couldn't take it. Michelle's a better woman than me. Because I could never, I can't have that type of person. You can like Kenya, but I would need you to be objective in your opinions. It can't be all this, well, she don't never do nothing wrong, and oh my God. Child, we off topic, but let's get back to what Michelle is saying, honey.
It seems like you a little mad, though. Just say you a little bitty mad.
But I do feel like
you a little mad.
I do feel like that Kandi, even on the show, how she tried to help Kim. You know, there are certain people that she's tried to help, and it just burnt her. So I'm sure she has her core people that she does things for.
But really quickly, Nene tried to warn Kandi about Kim. She did, but Kandi got so caught up with Nene, and to me, some of the people you hang with, they act like Nene. Shit, okay, so that was funny how they used to get into it, her and Nene. What was that, season 2 when Kandi joined? But yeah, like, you didn't listen. Nene told Kandi point blank period. What you gotta realize is you are dealing with a liar. Okay? You are dealing with somebody that, you know, don't never tell the truth about nothing. And Kandi did that passive aggressive shit. Oh, well, that's just life, because I've heard you say stuff about Kandi don't be wanting to listen, okay? So that Kim situation, that was on Kandi, because she chose not to see the forest for the trees, honey, okay? That damn Kim took off with that tardy for the party, and, you know, she didn't want to pay Kandi no money. That was on Kandi. But yeah, Kandi is, y'all got to watch her. That girl is controlling, honey, okay?
Don't look for anything in return, but these industry AB celebrity type people, you know, it's kind of like, of course I need to get some type of return out of it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not a monetary, but maybe it's an endorsement, or, you know, an introduction, putting herself in another room, like, and that's just business, you know, at this point, you know, because as we can see, all of them backstabbing each other.
Yeah, you're right.
In Chris Brown words, these hoes ain't loyal.
Oh.
So you gotta be loyal to yourself first.
Are y'all calling Kandi a hoe? Don't call that lady a hoe no more. I think she was just saying it as an expression. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end the video right there. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out in the next video.